Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV. And hello to our friends listening on Business Talk Radio. I am Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I'm hanging around with these guys, there they are. And our show today is presenting Pet Psychic Aminah. We've got a special show for you today because we got two psychics in the house. Woohoo! I'm so psyched for the psychics. All right, let's bring on the co-star of our show, Pet Psychic Aminah. Hello, dear. How are you?
You're just rolling in it in the deep there, and we're going to be psyched to be with psychics in this.
Oh, yeah.
We start spelling them with the PHs and all that. I have many people in my life that don't speak English as a first language, and they're like, "What is that with this?" And I said, "I don't know." Have you ever seen some of our words? I thought that was something. It's like, but that has a TH. I know. I don't know.
What's the origin of the word? Do you know?
I don't. I mean, I'd have to look it up. I used to, especially when I was younger, did a lot of slang. I didn't realize that until I was around a whole lot of people that didn't speak English for a first language. And most of them were Middle Eastern for a long, long time. And I would say things like, "Hey, what's up?" And they, you know what they do? And I was like, "Nope." And it's like, that is so off the wall. And they're like, "What's on the wall?"
And by the way, I love how you just looked at the animals. You looked at the animals directly. You went the right way. I love that.
There you go. It was accidental, I promise. But you just go, yeah, we have a ridiculous language. We really do.
Especially there are words that have double meanings. Sometimes they might be, they trip people up. I'm glad that I speak English primarily. I did say
whatever
French.
That language, like you get the I know and no. It's
yes.
Like KNOWNO. And it's all these, and it's like, I'm sorry. And they would say, "Well, but I can know you. There's a K in it." Yeah, don't say the K. Why is it there? I don't know.
It's silent. We don't know why. People a lot smarter than us figured this out before us, right?
And look at these poor animals trying to figure us out too, and all the commands. And why don't you know that? That's not how that works.
That's interesting. I never thought of that. I guess animals speak more than one language.
Oh my gosh, yes. And it's very instinctual. It's very in the moment. They're looking, and I'm so blessed because I've had all this lifetime of watching it. Their twitch of their ear, their twitch of the tail, their fur up, down, left, right. It all matters because it's a conversation. I married somebody from a different culture. And I had a cat, and we lived in a teeny tiny studio because we were college students. And every time he'd say, "Oh, somebody's coming to our door," and I was like, no, they're not. And I was always right. And he hadn't figured out the wife is always right part yet.
Silly man.
First year, I know, silly man. Good for you. And I said, "Just look at Charlie." And he said, "You want me to watch the cat to see if somebody's coming to our door?" "Well, if you want to know before they knock, sure." And he said, "That doesn't make sense." I said, "If he tips his ear and doesn't move his head, he's listening, and then they're not coming here." Because when we walk, this is just the simplest thing. Our footsteps go with our path. So if you're going to stop at our door, you're going to slow your steps down. The rhythm is going to stop, and they're going to stop, and then they knock. Well, the cat already knows those patterns have already changed. They've been around people long enough. And if they're going down the hall, they just quicken their step because they're going farther. And we don't listen to these details, or we can't hear them because we're not as jointed. So then the cat did this a couple of times, looked at the door, and they knocked at our door. Didn't look at the door 4 times, and he went, How does that happen? I said, I tried to explain that to you.
You weren't listening.
Yeah, because if you listen to your pets, they have a lot to say. And I have a surprise for everybody. But should we bring on our guest so she can enjoy my surprise?
I think so. Before we bring her on, let me spotlight you so you can share with our audience a little bit about your background, because
Absolutely.
you're much more than a psychic.
I do try, because I want us to coexist. I want us to understand each other. And I'm really, really fortunate to not only see the behavior, as I just explained, about are they coming to your door or not, but dogs, cats, spiders, squirrels, chipmunks, hopefully you don't have any of those, but bunnies, whatever your pet is, whatever you work with, whatever your passion is. I absolutely adore spiders. And Dr. Jacalyn and I have spent a year talking about how to live with spiders or not, and how to walk them out, because they have a place in the entire balance of nature. So I want you to know what to do and not be afraid, and give you power to say, I can walk by. I don't have to kill everything. Now, mosquitoes, I'm still trying to understand why we need to be bitten by them, but that's another conversation. So what I do is I do things like this. I publicly speak, and I do a lot of free work so that people can coexist better. And I've worked with lions, tigers, bears, all of that type of stuff. I'm very fortunate to work in wildlife all my life, and with domestics. I have been a pet owner, horse, cattle, all of that as my experience. So I have the trifecta, I hope. Worked in a vet clinic, so I would understand what veterinarians are recommending and doing. And I was certified as a vet assistant, so I did that for a while, so I could help you and say, no, it's time to go to a specialist. It's time to go to a vet, because we all need each other to keep our families and our children and our fuzzy children healthy and happy together.
Thank you so much, Aminah. And I appreciate you sharing that. Before we bring out Reverend Doti Boon, I have a question about Bob, the spider.
Yours?
Yeah, he's still here, right?
You must have a lot of good food.
I don't know. I don't see, like, he ventures out a few inches,
Mhm.
and then he goes back, and he's got a little playmate there, and she doesn't come out very much. But I don't know what he's eating, or she. I don't know if I'm calling him Bob. I
Yeah.
don't know what he's eating. Now, the other night he disappeared completely, and in the morning was not back. And I thought, man, the guy got out. I don't know. Maybe went outside, met some friends. But what is he
And
possibly?
winter drinks?
Yeah.
Lemonade might be a thing.
What is he eating if there's like nothing there? Like there's no big web with, things caught in it. What is he eating?
Well, it's really simple to literally, he's found it in and out. So he's going somewhere and either eating outside and coming back in. It depends on the spider, of course. Some have very elaborate webs. I know my bathroom spiders have been very web free, meaning maybe one or two strings, maybe, but hanging off from, like the shower here and the wall here and making a little corner. And I'm thinking, right, the same thing you said. I was like, why don't you have? And then I know it's species. It's a different species. And you're right, they'll disappear and they'll come back. And one day I saw a little bitty hole in my screen, and I'm thinking, well, that would fit you. And we had the window open a lot because I don't turn on the fan. It's easier just to open the window because it's California. How bad could the weather be?
Right.
And that kind of stuff. And I don't have mosquitoes and that type of thing. So they do find a way in. They do find a way back out. Unless you build a camera, attach it to their back. I know people do
a
that.
GoPro.
Exactly. Could you imagine you could sell that on the web? $20 an inch.
Well, I think and by the way, I actually think these things. I'm not just saying this. I think to myself, why don't you relocate to where there is food? Take your friend. Like, you don't have to go in and out in the middle of the night. If
it's
there's
safer.
Food.
Your home is safe.
Okay.
Nobody's killing them. There's no other bugs following them. There's no birds or beetles eating them. So they'll pick a home just like all of us do. People don't think about this. Insects are the same way. They're picking a home that's safe. that they can have babies if they're female, or come in and go and nobody bothers them, and go out, get food, get water. I know our most popular place was the bathroom with the shower, because we have a bathroom without a shower. And so this one was the full bath. And that's where we populated. Now, only one spider at a time. So there's rules, I suppose. I get it if I kill you first. I don't know. But yes, once in a while we'd see them go. We didn't see the females almost ever, as far as nesting, having eggs and that kind of stuff, where there's 700 now out there. I didn't see that. So I'd love to talk to somebody. If you're listening and this is your field of expertise, oh, please come talk to us. We would love to share our Bobs with you, and Karens and whoever else.
And by the way, I didn't have any conversation with Bob about any babies. So I'm sorry, Bob, but no children.
No babies.
Okay.
No
you
babies.
And your friend, and no babies.
Well, and there's some spiders, they're just magnificent. They when they hatch, they have little like parachutes, and then they just blow off in the wind, because
Wow.
they're teeny. They're teeny. Let's see. Teeny. and so they literally they're hatched, and then they blow off in the wind, and they go in every direction, so that the resources aren't stripped. People talk about it all the time. And if you see cattle graze, even ranchers and farmers have had to rotate their crops, rotate the cattle. And the cattle and the farmer, great mix, because that manure, it's all green. That's all they eat, is the natural stuff. And it's really healthy for the soil. It nourishes it. And then the vice versa, the cattle come and eat the plants. So you'll see a lot of times old cornfields will be slathered with cattle or birds or something. They'll get out the chickens and all that kind of stuff. I've seen the chickens do that a lot, because they're out there picking the bugs off the corn or any of the greenery. Great. No pesticides. This is how organic farming works. One of the ways.
Natural bug picking.
Well, yeah, and then they poop out the good stuff. It's all processed. Woohoo, we're done.
Always learning something from you. I love it.
Absolutely.
Let's bring out Reverend Doti. I'm going to spotlight you to do an intro for her.
Absolutely. Well, this young woman that I have grown to respect and go to for my questions. I have not been practicing psychic for very long, and she has had an entire lifetime since she was very small. Pre-5, I think she would have gone public, and her family has supported that. She is my teacher and my mentor, and why she's here every month to help all of us understand when that quirky thing happens, or when you cross the road and think, what the heck am I doing today, and why am I on this side of the street? I have asked her many questions. I have a lot of dead people that follow me around. And I had to learn barriers. I had to learn how to protect myself. I went and did a public reading for an entire workshop, and I almost lost my mind because my migraines were just impossible. She gave me those techniques. She told me what's going on. When I have a question, even now, because I'm still just a baby in this industry, I go to her. So I want to bring that voice and that reason so you can understand, or you can ask the questions, because she has a plethora of ideas and life experiences with what does the spiritual world look like. And that's what we're going to talk about every Friday she's here, which is the first Friday of the month. Or second Friday of the month, sorry.
That's all right. Let us welcome Reverend Doti Boon.
Hi. Good morning. How wonderful.
Good morning. Good afternoon, by the way.
What?
Good afternoon here.
Oh, it's good afternoon. I'm going to move over here a little bit, okay?
I love it.
Yeah.
Cover up that
I
plug.
don't know. I've got a bright light here.
That's okay.
And that
It'll
bright
be
light is
metaphorical.
both of you. You're really bright light in my life this morning.
Thank you.
I am so excited about this weekend because it's a love weekend. And so
what?
Valentine's Day, with all of the things that are going on, I hope you both have love in your heart today.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
February 14th thing.
Yes, exactly. Somebody said to me, well, it's a Hallmark occasion. There's
Oh,
no
right.
reason for it. And I said, there's always a reason for love.
Absolutely.
You know, I wish we had it once a month. It would be even better. You know, we could be talking about love a lot more than we have been. It seems
Absolutely.
like people would like to talk about illness, pestilence, government upheaval, economy, but you don't hear them talking much about love.
Wow.
And Dottie, you hit the nail on the head. Sorry, Dr. Jacalyn, for interrupting. But just what you're talking about, I left really, really early this morning to get to a doctor's appointment, and the staff is generally, you know, on doctor's appointments is very kind. But why can't it start with us? Why can't you go and pay your power bill if you have to do it in person, or the gentleman that is standing there making sure we're all safe, or the grocer that cashes out your food? Smile at them. Just say hi, and make Valentine's Day a daily thing, because as Dottie and Dr. Jacalyn and I know, that makes your day shinier, better, glowing. If you go in and say, gosh, that was unfortunate. Like, you know, I got a flat tire a couple months ago. Went, well, this is undone. And, you know, you're late for the appointment. You call and say, I guess I had another plan. I didn't know my car had a different plan. But getting upset, and I'm not saying you don't get upset at all, but make it short, blow off some steam, walk around the car, kick the tire because it's not going anywhere, and that kind of stuff. And then take a deep breath and say, I wonder why this is happening, but I guess in a couple of hours or a couple of days, I'll find out. And as Dottie knows, we do find out. I used to work for the city, and I literally broke down on a 2-lane. Our town is huge, and I'm on an overpass, Highway 101, huge freeway, in a truck and a trailer. I pulled off to the side because I could tell the engine was dying, and I was like, uh-oh. So I got as close to the curb, there's no bicycle lane on this part of the road, anything. I actually had 2 guys, after I'd been there about 10 minutes, honk at me to move. And I went, dude, did the emergency lights not work with you? But there's no reason to get upset. I wait for the tow truck, which had to be, you know, a whole U-Haul thing to do both vehicles. And I thought, okay, I'm not sure what this is, but I'm getting paid to sit here.
You found another way to look at it, which is great. Yeah, that's great. The point. I love it. And Reverend Dottie, we're happy to see you again. For people who haven't been on our show yet, we always are having new people follow us, whether it's on the live or the replay. I'm going to spotlight you. And if you could describe to our audience, what exactly is it that you do?
Oh, I sit at home and eat bonbons for Valentine's Day. I do psychic readings, and that's one of the things that I've been doing for years. Ever since I realized I could do that. When I was a little girl, I was only 5 years old, I had a spirit guide come and start talking to me, and his name is Mahalaleel, and I call him Ma. And Ma has been talking to me, and when people say, do I have a guide? And I'll say, yes. And they say, well, I don't hear him. And I'll say, that's because you have a guide that's the same gender you are. So when you hear a female voice in your head, you think you're talking to yourself. You're thinking that's the voice that's you. For me, I was lucky. There was such a difference because it was a male voice talking to me. And so all my life, I've had this wonderful being called Ma that works with me. And I found when I started doing aura readings, I was really excited about being able to see colors around people. And I started talking to them about those colors. And they'd say, what do they mean? And in my head, my guide would say, well, it means such and such. And then people say, where did you get this information? Well, I channeled it. And they said, oh, can you channel something for me? And that's how that started about 45, 50 years ago. And so I've been doing it for a long time. I had a metaphysical bookstore, and I would do readings in the bookstore. And then when I had to close that down, I moved into a church, and because I'm also a minister. So I started using the church as a building for me to do not only spiritual conversations with people and counseling, but also psychic readings. And then I found that they blended together. that your spiritual reading is quite often looking into the future or examining the past. And all of that is a part of your spirituality. And in doing that, I found so many people that say, oh, I hear that voice and it's telling me negative things. And I said, no, that's you talking to yourself. Your spirit guide will never tell you anything negative about yourself. Ma has never said, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're no good, none of that. He always says to me, you're wonderful, you're loving, you're great, you're nice. Consequently, that's the way I think about myself. And I don't ever see myself as a bad person because I've got this wonderful voice telling me I'm a good person. So if you hear a voice in your head that is talking to you very negatively, that isn't a spirit guide. That's your inner voice. And we all have an inner voice. So think about that. Oh, I have a guide. And if you haven't gotten in touch with who the guide is, you might want to talk to somebody that's in the psychic world that does this type of reading. They can tell you not necessarily the name of your guide, but the existence and how long it's been with you or something like that, that makes you feel aware that the Creator did not put us here alone. We each came in with, you might call it an angel, a guide, an essence, a presence, whatever you call this being, it's with you. And getting in touch with that energy starts making you look at the world so much differently. You start to see the beauty in the world, not the negativity that everybody's complaining about. It's the same with your body. It's the same with, as I tell people every morning, I get up, I take a shower, I stand in front of my full-length mirror, I look at myself naked and say, oh, what a great looking broad, or hey, you, or aren't you beautiful, and it's that raw for me, but it's coming through my spirit guide who wants me to be aware that as I venture out into the world, I am a light of God.
Wow. Woo! I love that. It's
Okay.
fantastic. First of all, I didn't know about the bookstore. That was very interesting. And then I love the fact, because I hear a voice all the time saying, you need to lose weight, you need to do this. And that's me, obviously.
Right.
So, yeah, that's fabulous. Thank you.
And so you just say to your guide, you say, okay, God, whatever you call God, I know that there is an essence here to help me. Would you please ask it to speak in a different voice, with an accent or with a lower timbre than what you have? And pretty soon you'll start hearing a voice and you'll go, wow, well, you're not being possessed. Okay, I have so many people that say, oh, I hear a voice, I think I'm being possessed. I said, does it tell you you're no good and stupid? Yeah, you are. That's a negative energy. Let's get rid of that one. And thankfully, my partner, Corky, does earthbound entity releasement, meaning she lets go of negative voices in people's heads. And it's wonderful, because then they can go on and see their own glory, their own truth about themselves. And it works out really well.
That's beautiful, to release that negative energy and just walk in the light. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And Aminah has a friend with her. Who is this?
Yes, you do. Your friend is blinking in and out.
Yeah, it doesn't like the funny screen. It was good for a minute. We'll go this way.
There's your face. Now your face is gone.
There you go.
I know what it is. It's a Cheshire cat. That's what it is. Alice in Wonderland wasn't wrong.
Great, Tabby. So this is Kalua, and she is joining us. We're babysitting. I keep boiling back and forth, but she is with us because her family is struggling. Her family is reached out to my daughter and said, you know what? My mom wants to get rid of the kitten. And the rest of the family is really getting through the pandemic and all their life struggles far better than ever because of this wonderful life. Oh, I'm going to give her a hug and let her go.
She seems very happy with you.
Yeah, she's thrilled because our black cat finally has somebody that can equal on the who can beat up who better, and it's just all fun. No claws, nothing. And he's a lot bigger than his cousin. my other daughter's cat that we have, and she's very proper, and you don't, slug each other or jump or any of that nonsense. But a kitten, wow, we've had her a week now, and it's just a joy to finally see him being able to play as rough as he wants, because he's pretty big, he's pretty tall, and that kind of stuff. So the other cat, it just looks at him and goes, "You guys are crazy, and I just can't be bothered with you two." And she knows to leave her alone. So she actually spends the night in my room. And I just got a brand new cat tree for the fancy little girl. Her name is Ren, and she hasn't sat on it but once when I made her. And I said, "I bought this for you. Sit down."
You will sit on this.
Yes, exactly. You know how that is. You bought it for her. My mother would buy all these clothes and say, "You have to wear it." It's like, it's awful. Who bought this terrible dress? Anyways, what I want people to walk away is reach out to people when you're struggling. If it's not training, but what Doti just said, if you're struggling with who you are, or evil thoughts of your own, or you can't find a job, whatever that negative issue is for you, and or you're struggling with some kind of crisis or something like that. For me, I'm so thrilled that my daughter was so confident in saying, "Let us take the cat home for a while. This family needs to take a breath." They just needed to understand that the family was starting to take out on the cat their stress. And I don't mean the children. The children were fine, and the children are grown, but still the parents are they've never had a pet. They don't know how to be around a pet. This little kitty's just balanced and calm and just wants to play and love. So it's been really good in pandemic to have her. But there's some misnomers about what pets mean in all different cultures. And one of the family members believes that the cat is creating a problem with socializing, and her kids might never get married, and they have a pet. So there's just a lot of misinformation, and it's just the way either you were raised or what you were brought up with. I know for me, when I told, I don't know who, somebody really close, that I was now practicing psychic and all that kind of stuff. And I had talked to Doti about this. How do you explain this to people? So, she really walked me through that. And this is one of those things of, I'm not going to confront the family about, wait a minute, that's not what a cat does. Machinations, and I'm stirring the pot, and I'm, making a cauldron to make you all evil. They're transferring that. They're transferring that anxiousness. So what was happening is the family was really hurting, and the cat was being ignored and all that kind of stuff. There was no abuse, thank goodness, because that does happen way too often. So luckily my daughter stepped in and said, "I know we would love to take the cat for a while. Just give you a break. Sometimes it's all we need, is just to change the dynamics of the issue." And I hope everybody can find that. But that's what, when you look for a professional, you're looking to Doti and I for what we do, for the outside the box answers, and say, okay, you've tried A, you tried B, and you talked to all the professionals on, the corner with buildings and all that kind of stuff. Have you tried another way to think about this? And that's what Doti's talking about. When I hear her talk, it's like, okay, I have always thought outside the box, and now I know there's 700,000 more boxes. There's no end of a suggestion. Dr. Jacalyn, you're the perfect example also. If anybody has tried, I don't know, even half of your platform, just half, not 2 or 3 a day, you have a plethora of professionals who also have an idea to do it maybe a little different, or a little more colorful, or a little more whatever it is. You'll find them if you look. You'll find something that resonates with you. And Doti and I know we're not good for everybody. That's not how this works. We're the answer for all people on the planet. So I want to just say I feel so blessed, and I want to send that blessing out to everybody, that I'm getting to spend all week with a kitten that I don't have to own. And she sleeps in my room, and she purrs at a dime. It's just fabulous.
Well, I think
I wanted to add something to what you were saying, because for me, I'm not an animal person as much as a people person.
Right.
So consequently, I've had many foster kids. I've had 8 foster kids, and I would take in teenagers who were running away or having outrageous performances in what they were doing, and getting into drugs and alcohol and sex and all of that. And I'd say, why don't you have your child come and stay with me? Or I'd get them out of juvenile hall or various places. And I said that to the family. I'm going to let your child stay here until you calm down and learn a little bit more about what it is to be a parent. And Aminah, you're doing the same thing with the animal group when you take in a cat, and let the family learn some ways in which they can be a good parent to the cat or the dog or the horse or whatever, just as I had been there to help parents learn how to talk and how to be with teenagers. And it's amazing to see the difference when I'll say to the parents, listen to your kids. Well, they never want to talk to me. They don't, because you used to always tell them to shut up.
Yeah. And that can be verbally saying the shut up word, or you turn your back emotionally, or you turn your back, whatever, or you walk away. Or I know for me, one of my family members would just interrupt and say, that's not a thing, and gone. Meaning don't talk, and don't talk about that. There's a limit that you can do. And that's exactly why I think it's prophetic, Doti, that you brought that up, because I had forgotten about the foster kids that you talked about. But you and I know we work on total emotion, total intuition. I'm thinking, I'm supposed to show them the cat. I don't care. I'm going to show them the cat because I'm an animal person and I love cats.
Right.
But I feel when my daughter walked away, she said the mother practically was in tears. She was holding it back, but she just worded the mouth, thank you. They just needed that energy break. Just what Dottie's talking about with humans. We all need a change. And I don't know what you guys, but when I'm having a really bad day, I go for a walk. I go talk to nature. I get it out of my head, the toxicity of whatever's happening. And Dottie and I will highly agree to say, do it. Do whatever that is. Go see 6 hours of soap operas if they still have those. Or, for me, I'm going to watch the same musical. My kids are like, Mom, don't play that again. But music speaks to me. So
I've got a good retort.
Oh, good.
And you say, and are you playing the same game on your phone? And they say, yeah. And you say, yeah, because it helps you relax.
Right.
Go, yeah. Well, and say, well, that's why I listen to musical. Because if you say, what parents tend to do, they tend to say, well, that's silly, or,
right.
And they don't look at the ways that kids can relate to what you're talking about. Just like working with animals. You need to teach people how to relate to the animal, not making it wrong, putting it outside, not feeding it, whatever. The things that I always hear parents are doing to teenagers.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? People who love animals and or love other people or love plants, I don't care what it is when it's outside of you. And this is what I want you to elaborate on, Dottie, because I'm not using all the words that I could use that might resonate with somebody. But anything that's outside of you. I have a sister who sews like a whirlwind. Now she's fabulous. She made her daughter's wedding dresses and stuff like that. But that was her zen. She got with the machine and her in the machine, and she's cutting and doing. And we're like, where'd she go? Oh, she's in the sewing room. Okay, we'll see her in 5 days or 3 days.
Right.
And she'll have a whole wardrobe done. But she had 5 children. Back to back to back to back. And she sewed for them. She loved it. It built that relationship. Whatever it is, go jogging. My brother, it's tennis. He goes out and slugs the ball with his kids or whatever. It doesn't matter what you do. Just do something from passion.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's back to love.
Yes.
Doing your passion is loving yourself.
Yep.
And
which radiates us to love others easier.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love here
and
today.
It's cheaper than drugs.
We have a question from one of our audience members, Summer Dawson. Thank you so much for joining us today, Summer. I'm not sure if you're speaking to Aminah or to Dottie, but hello, do you give readings? And the answer is yes, they both give readings.
Yes. I give readings. every day. I have people that call me. I don't know whether my information came up or not, but my phone number is 408 220 5780. I'm in California, so please try to call me within a reasonable time. I had a person this morning, the phone rang at 6 o'clock, and I just knew it was my friend from North Carolina because anybody else wouldn't have called me at 6 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, and when you need help, whatever professional help you need, please look for a professional, because quite often you get great information from your next door neighbor, but it's based on what they've lived through and what they've done. And they don't have any other research to look in or any other resource. And one thing about being psychic and about being in tune with a spirit guide or being in tune with everything else that's out there, you have so much more to draw from to help give counseling and help do readings. And it's incredible, especially the longer you're there. The one thing that I have been talking about all this week, it seems like everybody that's called has been having problems with their significant other. And their significant other looked at another woman, or a significant other went out with the guys, or a significant whatever. And I say, unconditionally love them. And they say, I can't do that. And then we get into the spirituality of what it means to be a child of God. As a child of God, you don't find everybody wrong. You find them just different. So that's the gift I give you today is, if somebody says something you don't agree with, instead of saying you're wrong, say, oh, that's a different idea, or that's a different philosophy, or that's a different way to look at it. Because it's not wrong, it's just different.
Exactly.
Thank
Love
you,
them.
Dottie. Appreciate it.
And we do have a request.
She has, yes, she's having some problems with her health, and she would like a general reading, and she is from North Carolina. So we have a few minutes left. Reverend Dottie, how do you feel? Do you want her to call you? Or
North Carolina, I just knew it.
Things happen for a reason. They're mentioned for a reason.
Yeah, Summer. I was wondering why I mentioned North Carolina. Do you know anybody in Chapel Hill? I have some clients there, but anyway, it's very hard for me to pick up on you right now. I mean, it's not just the distance between the two of us, but it's the energy is different. When I do a reading on the phone, I pick up your energy. The only thing I'm getting right now, Summer, my guide is saying to me that your health is not something that you do not have bad health that you're going to be dying of in the next couple of weeks. In other words, he doesn't see your light going out. And he says you've already gotten somebody who's talked to you about your health, and you need to be listening to them, because there's things that you need to be doing to help improve. Now, there's also some invasive discovery going on. So if they say they need to do x-rays or blood tests or whatever, please do. I know with the COVID and what's happening with the pandemic, sometimes people are hesitant to go see a doctor and get blood tests. But right now, my guide says you need some blood tests taken to figure out exactly what's going on so they can help you. You're also a little bit depressed, and my guide says that's right now. Every person I've done a reading on this week is suffering what I call pandemic fatigue. They're exhausted because nothing's the same as they want it to be. And they're fighting. It's like they're fighting against the ocean. I don't know how many of you have done that, where you, instead of letting the ocean take you out and float, you fight against the waves. Well, that's what people are doing, and it's making them depressed because they feel like they're not getting anywhere. They just keep getting buffered back. So, Summer, what my guide's saying is let go of worrying about your health. Find somebody who can help you. There are people out there. Make sure you get a blood test, because my guide says it's going to show a lot of things that are going on within your body, but also find somebody that can give you a positive aspect, look at life, because there's some depression going on there too. Hopefully that helps.
she writes you were right about everything. There you go, Dottie. Summer, thank you so much for reaching out. I'm going to put Reverend Dottie's information up here if you want to contact her for an official reading. And Reverend Dottie, I'm going to spotlight you. It's hard to believe we're at the end of this show already, but who should reach out to you, Reverend Dottie, and what's the best way? Your phone number, email?
Either my phone number or my email, either is fine. I do phone readings. I'm not doing in-person readings now because of what's going on. I want people to feel safe. I think that's the most important thing. But let's start out with right now is about love, and that starts with you. Wake up, love yourself. Right now, when you get off the I want to say television, when you get off your device, just say to yourself, I love me just the way I am.
Beautiful.
For some people, they can't even say those words. They say, I love myself, but no.
Yeah.
You can love your butt, but don't use it as a word. Okay?
I love it. I'm stealing that one. You can love your butt. Go right ahead. Dottie, can you, because we're on radio and live, can you give your phone number and your email out loud so those who can't see you see the recording, please?
Yes, 408, and my phone is ringing.
I see that. I think this is a test to see if it works.
220-5780 California time.
All right, the phones are ringing off the hooks here, folks.
And it's safe. Dottie, S-A-F-E. D-O-T-I.
T-I. If you put D-O-T-T-I-E, it's not going to work. Or D-T-Y. It's D-O-T-I at AOL.com. D-O-T-I does not make sense. It's short for Dorothy, but it balances out my last name, which is Boon, and it looks really good. D-O-T-I-B-O-O-N. That's why.
And if she gave you too many names, it's safedoti at AOL.com.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And hello to another new friend, Sonia Sharma. Nice to have you with us today. All right, Reverend Dottie, always a pleasure. We'll see you next month, the second Friday of the month. So that would be March. Anybody?
Yeah, it is. Actually, she's March 11th. Corky and I are going to make some switches so I can accommodate my new guest, but we're going to have a wonderful time. Dottie, we will see you March 11th.
Are we going to see you at church on Sunday, Aminah?
There's the hope. I'm hoping to get.
I'm giving away Valentines and kisses, so come on in.
But not real ones, people. Not real ones. Remember, she said
not real ones. These are going to be chocolate.
I'm trying to get to go and have Patty log on. I've got her downloaded with YouTube, and this is another member, and she's older, and so I hope to go there and turn it on and us join you live. But I know Patty likes going physically, so we'll do our best.
Wonderful.
All right.
So, and it's open to anybody who wants to come to our church. As I said, I'm a minister. I'm a pastor of a metaphysical, multi-faith church. It doesn't make any difference what your faith is. You are welcome. However you see the Creator is absolutely perfect.
And then you have to fly into San Jose, California.
Yes, you do.
Or try YouTube.
Yes, YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Every one of our services has been on YouTube for the last year and a half.
As well as this show, you can look at, all our shows here that Dottie and I have been doing for almost a year. Can you believe it?
Right.
Wow, it goes by so fast.
Yes.
All right, Reverend Dottie, thank you so much to you and Corky. Have a wonderful weekend and happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, and love.
You too.
Love. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Aminah, I'm going to spotlight you for you to give your contact information and who should reach out to you and how should they do that?
Best way to reach out to me is by email. Phone calls I don't pick up right away. Either I'm on a call or I don't identify with that number. So I want to make sure that I take your messages and I know when and what you need. So bridging worlds with an S .us. Everything about me, basically my resume, all of that type of stuff. You can send me a message from the website. You can email me, and all of those links are on bridgingworlds.us. And it doesn't matter where you are. I've got clients all over the world. I create Croatia 2 years ago. I got France, and Spain this last year was added. So just love to help you wherever you are. with your pets. They don't have to be living. They can be passed, or otherwise my gift goes to people and animals who have passed away.
All right. Thank you so much, Amina. A pleasure seeing you as always.
You too.
And you have a beautiful weekend and wonderful Valentine's Day as well.
Yep, it's California, and in your town, it's same. It's sunny and warm.
Yes, and I won't be behind the green screen for part of the day, so that'll be
Yay!
nice.
I'm so glad. You come back with a tan, I'll be shocked. But
I will not be getting a tan.
yeah, that's not good for our skin.
Definitely not.
Well,
All right,
it's
take
a
care.
really exciting month. So just so you know, it's all booked, and we're going to do a special on the 25th, and we're going to switch that up. And Corky is going to come back and do some stuff. So everybody join us. I've got a lot of really terrific guests, and we're booked through April. So if you have a specialty, please give me a call. We'd love to talk to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Amina.
Take care.
Take care. Bye. Thank you, everyone. I see there's a number of comments which we didn't get to. Let me quickly pull them up. Let's see. Summer is going to contact Reverend Doti. Sonia would like a reading. Hopefully you got the information. I'll put it back up if you want to contact Reverend Doti or Amina. Heather Hill. Hi there, ladies. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Mary Kearney. Thank you very much. I think you're all first timers for our show. I love that. Joanna Miller. Hello, ladies. Hello. Sonia wants the reading. Yes, I get that. We can't do the reading today, but you can contact them directly. And Joanna would also like a reading. So just to let you folks know, we are here with this show, Pet Psychic Aminah, every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Is there a quiz? I hope not. Okay, so you can always follow us every week. You can also go to our YouTube channel, which is USA Global TV, or our website, which is usaglobaltv.com, and you can find all of our shows there. This is our 21st show this week. We have obviously 21 different shows with all different co-hosts, all different topics, and we'd love to have you join us on a regular basis. We broadcast live from Monday through Friday, and we feature people from all over the world, Africa, New Zealand, Europe, you name it, and we've got a show. So thank you again. One quick announcement I want to make. I'm very excited about this. For those of you who have not joined our show before or don't know me, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in 1991, and I have a full eczema flare you can see all over, which is lovely. Anyway, not good for Valentine's Day. Good thing I'm alone. Anyway, I digress. So for the Crohn's Colitis Foundation, I have a team for our upcoming walk called Take Steps, which is taking place in Philadelphia. You don't have to be in Philadelphia to be on my team, but if you are, or if you can get to Philadelphia for June 26th, we will be at Lincoln Financial Field. If you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan, that's where they play. And I will have a booth, USA Global TV, and I will be interviewing people live. So I'd love to have you on my team. If you have IBD, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, I'd love to hear from you. We're starting a brand new show, which is all about how you are kicking your autoimmune disease to the curb. So do reach out to me. My email is Jacalyn@drjacalyn.com. If any of these things interest you, please follow me on Facebook, Dr. Jacalyn, also USA Global TV. And I look forward to seeing you, welcoming you to our programs. You can be a guest. Go ahead and book at usaglobaltv.com. Book your session. I'm going to put up Reverend Doti's information again. Reverend Doti Boon, area code 408-220-5780. Email her at safedoti@aol.com. Her phone is literally ringing off the hook. And you can contact Aminah directly. Her website is bridgingworld.us. She's also on Facebook at Bridging world. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you, Reverend Doti, Corky, Aminah. All of you have been engaging with us. We really appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss anything. USA Global TV. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. And I hope you will come back and see us again, because we always have fascinating content. We're going to leave you with a beautiful music video, Nothing Is Wrong With Me. As Reverend Doti said, love yourself. Here we go. Take care.